kindergarten. For science this week, we're going to continue learning about insects. Today we are going to learn about one insect, the ladybug. I always like to do ladybugs first because they're already emerging in our gardens. If you go out and look on the plants or the grass, you might see some crawling around. I found a couple in my yard this week. This on the cover here is an adult ladybug. One of the things we'll learn in the story is an insect life cycle. So insects start as an egg. They have a larva, a pupa, and an adult. So this is the adult who will lay the eggs and start the life cycle again. So let's take a look. This says, little round beetles with red coats and black spots crawl through gardens and trees and on flower pots. They are ladybugs. A crawling ladybug tickles your arm, but this little insect will cause you no harm. They are busy searching for food to eat. Tiny green insects called aphids taste sweet. I'll let you look really closely in the picture. Can you see the aphids? This picture is zoomed in, but you can see these are aphids. You can actually see them on our plants, but they're very tiny, like the size of a pinhead. And that is what the ladybugs are eating. They are bad for plants. So ladybugs are good for plants. A ladybug may flee in fear from a hungry bird landing near, but eating a ladybug is a waste. To birds, they have a terrible taste. That is a protection ladybugs have against predators. If they eat one and think it tastes bad, the bird learns not to eat anymore. When a female ladybug has eggs to be laid, she will find a safe place in the shade. So here's a pile of ladybug eggs. They're much smaller than that in person, but they do look like long ovals and they're in a little patch like this. So this is the first stage of a ladybug life cycle. In 5 days, the yellow eggs will turn white. Hatching day is now within sight. Tiny creatures climb out from the creamy white eggs. They have hairy gray bodies and long skinny legs. They are called larvae. Can everyone say larva? Hungry larvae search for food right away. They can eat 100 aphids in a day. I always thought they looked like little crocodiles, and this is exactly what they look like. They're just very small. A larva's skin cannot stretch, and since this is so, it must shed its old skin in order to grow. Its skin will split apart and the larva will crawl out. Its new, larger skin fits more comfortably. So if you have larvae around, you'll actually see little teeny piles of skin. They also look like a dot, like about the size of an egg. And they'll shed their skin a couple times before they're ready to turn into their pupa. When a ladybug larva is almost full grown, it attaches itself to a plant or a stone. It molts one last time. Molts is the fancy word for its skin falling off again. It molts one last time the skin it outgrew. When it emerges, it has become something new. Now it's a pupa. The pupa is covered by a tough orange skin. It hides the changes taking place within. Its worm-like body is rounding out. Its coat becomes smooth. Tiny wings sprout. So this is like a hard shell. The pupa's on the inside and it's changing into a ladybug right now. The pupa protects it. In 5 days, the pupa's shell starts to crack. A beetle crawls out with no spots on its back. So this is the ladybug, and it will poke a hole in the pupa and crawl out. See, its shell color is not red. It's kind of light, usually light yellow, whitish, sometimes light orange, and there's no spots. Soon black spots come into sight. The yellow coat turns to red, fiery, and bright. The new ladybug spreads its wings out to dry. A few hours pass, and now it's able to fly. So you'll know that a ladybug is newly hatched if you don't see spots or the color is very light yellow or just starting to turn orange. Its spotted wing covers move off to the sides. It beats its wings and away it glides. So this shell has two parts. The ladybug opens up the shell, and you can see that the wings are able to come out underneath. When the ladybug is crawling, we usually see this. That's the shell is closed, and the wings, they're very soft and delicate. They're protected on the inside here. So the wings close, the ladybug can crawl around. When it's flying, they open up. The new ladybug with red coats and black spots crawl through gardens and trees and on flower pots. This could be your house right now. Go take a look. This page is just kind of cool. It's the end of our story, but here are a couple different types of ladybugs. You can see that they're all very different. This is more like the ladybug look we have here, but there are ladybugs in different countries that look a lot differently. I hope you enjoyed that story learning about ladybugs. Just as a reminder, the ladybug as an insect has the same insect life cycle as all other insects. So we start at the top with an egg. Everyone say egg. Next is larva, pupa, adult. Egg. Egg hatches to larva. Larva hides in a pupa. Out of the pupa comes the adult. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Now you know the life cycle of a ladybug.